sort of Dutch licorice. Quite salty, but extremely good for... Just ask in the store, do you have droppies? Not droppings, droppies. So, now we have this, but now it looks a little bit like an old-fashioned pickup truck, and it needs to be a little bit more elegant. So this part of the nose can go as well. And we have something like this.
Did you make a milk can?
And no, I bought that in the scrapyard. Now I have something that already looks from the side as a wooden shoe already. But I just mentioned droppies, our licorice, because we're quite fond of that. We've got peppermints and sweets as well. But we Dutch, our language, that pops into my mind. We can say the worst things, and we have no idea that we are offending you. I can assure you. Suppose the man that's working in the kitchen, preparing your supper, and your lunch, and your breakfast, and everything. You call that the chef. In Holland, we call that guy the cock. Can't help it, but it can be even worse. Suppose you go to your room, and you go into the shower compartment. That nice shiny thing the water comes from, we in Holland call the douche. That basin you're standing in, we call the douchebag. And then we haven't said anything wrong yet. We're just talking about hygiene. I continue carving again. I always have a little difficulty with my supplier of the wood blocks, because he always brings me blocks like this. However, a wooden shoe has got a shape like this. You can see the difference. So I have to throw away a lot of good wood. So all these scraps will be collected, weighed, and sent back to him for a refund.
So I now can take off some of the wood. This can go too. Go. Go. My grandma always said, if you can't do it in one, just do it in two or three. Oh, this can go. This one too. And then you have something that starts to look like the wooden shoe, quite crudely and basically. Now make first indication for the heel section.
And here I then have the first part of the wooden shoe. And now it's time to drill out its interior. And for the interior, I do not need the knife, so that can go to the side. And I can start drilling. My grandpa, in the former century, he always used pegs and wedges to clamp things together using a big mallet. I'm a little bit more modernized. It's 1 century further. And I made something that looks like a sort of wrench. And I came to this idea when I was here in Amsterdam at Rokim, with the big street into that direction. And I came to a place they call the Torture Museum. And in that said museum, I found mounted on the table, oh, I forgot to mention, I got my son with me, just for an excursion in the big city. And I saw that with the instruction card next to it. Put in your thumb, your finger, or any part of your body, and ask any bystander to turn those knobs just as long until you say yes to any question he or she might put at you. Well, he gladly volunteered. I offered him an ice cream, and I got it made with him. He would do the dishes, the laundry, feed the cat, wash my car, do everything up to his 25th birthday. So, well, this one can go in this pot then. I already made his cousin. You might think this is a sort of Dune, it's not. Already pre-made. Put this one here. And secure it in its place. So, well, my grandpa, in general, we always used drills like this for drilling out things. But in this century, I have a co-worker in my shop called Mr. Makita. And he makes all holes for me. But Mr. Makita's got a little difficulty, a problem. He doesn't like to work after dark. And when I look outside now, it's pitch black. So I found on the internet another guy who is willing to work 24/7, just as long until his battery holds. Meet Mr. DeWalt.
And with this I can just make the holes quite quickly. One here. And one a good inch above that. So, I always wanted to become a dentist, and closer to that I will never get. But I still have to drill out the hole, and that's done with a gouger like this. I have to make two holes a bit bigger then, eventually make two holes into one, and then I got the back part of the wooden shoe assembled. Must warn you, this is the boring part of the show. But lucky for you, you'll see my better part now. Take the second one, slightly bigger. That's why I never understand a bowling ball with 3 holes in it. Way too complex. Two holes. Now turn that into one single one. So, now it's one hole.
now I can start to go downwards to the place your toes will be going. But I have to be very careful because I'm on a boat now. And suppose I go too deep, we might hear a sound like blub, 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 and that's something I have to avoid at any cost.
Yeah! 1-0.
Finished for now. And a smaller knife. It's big enough to frighten your neighbors with. I think if I walk into this in the street, I think police might ask what you're up to. When I then say clock making, they might not believe that.
So with this I then refine the exterior shape. Just as long as it's got the desired shape for the customer, comparing with his profession, his needs, or his abilities.
I always wondered how Jamie Oliver, for example, can make a full dinner in about 30 minutes. So I did observe that guy quite thoroughly, and I must say he makes delicious dinners. But he is using something I use as well now, commercial bricks.
And I say, it's almost in its shape, it will become a fisherman's log. The heel section is almost finished. And then we go back to the commercial once more.
And in this commercial, they will explain to you why we in Holland always drink beer straight from the bottle. Because you all know we live here about 3-4 meters below sea level. And suppose all dikes break at once while you're just enjoying your beer and you can see that big wave coming towards you. You can save your beer at least with one thumb. This is how we make wooden shoes.